Lauren Windsor from the Undercurrent with John Eastman.
Yeah.
This is interesting because
she's on a tear.
She's on a tear. And this is going to become, I think these type of things are going to become more and more relevant. We're going to hear more and more about exactly how January 6th went down. I think that there is, it shouldn't, as far as I'm concerned, none of this should be taking as long as it's taking. But, I guess there's been other things that the House has had to do. I am, for one, think that there should be a whole host of investigations about the Trump administration. I think that's a healthy thing for our government and for our society. But this guy, John Eastman, this Federalist Society, longtime Republican lawyer who wrote basically the game plan on how you could overthrow the vote, that Donald Trump could overthrow the vote. He had previously said when the memo became public in the National Review online, right? I think it was, he was interviewed. He said that the memo was not even viable. It would have been crazy to pursue, but as a lawyer, I generate these things and that's what I'm doing. I'm giving options to my clients and no way. It wasn't even supposed to be, it was like, it's like a fun memo. What if we did this? Like I say to Matt, like, what if we put the whole thing on the road and we just did it in a trailer? Okay.
It was a brainstorm sesh.
And the National Review gave a pride of place.
Spitball.
Yeah, National Review gave a pride of place in the nothing to see here column.
Exactly. Yeah, it's spitballing. Well, I guess John Eastman didn't really want people to read that because when he had the opportunity to actually talk not on the public record with Lauren Windsor, who was, portraying herself as a fan, he had something quite different to say.
We're huge Trump supporters, and we were actually at January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
We saw your speech.
Did I incite you to go down to the Capitol and riot?
You actually incited us to become supporters of Claremont.
Oh, good. Very good.
Because, and the work that you're doing is just so critical to saving our democracy.
Thank you.
It's like, we couldn't not support your work after that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
So thank you. You're really doing the Lord's work.
Well, and that's my old, you heard me say it. My old professor said, if you're not catching incoming flak, you're not over the target. And my God, I must be directly over it. Because I don't think there's anybody catch as much incoming flak, maybe other than Trump himself, than I have over the last 6 months. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, but I read your memo, and I thought it was solid in all of its legal arguments.
Yeah.
And I was floored that Mike Pence didn't do anything. I mean, why didn't he act on it? Because you gave him the legal reasoning to do that.
I know. Now in a piece in the Atlantic 2 days ago, they're already anticipating Trump winning in 2024, and they're using my arguments from that memo that they all said had no credibility to argue that Kamala Harris can block Trump's electoral votes. I mean, it's like, come on, people, you can't.
Basically, everyone's going to say you're being proven right.
Yeah, exactly. Except they're not saying that, right?
But that's what they mean.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All of your legal reasoning is totally solid.
Yeah, there's no question. But
I mean, just supporter to supporter, why do you think that Mike Pence didn't do it?
Well, because Mike Pence is an establishment guy at the end of the day. And all of the establishment Republicans in D.C. bought into this very myopic view that Trump was destroying the Republican Party. And what Trump was doing is destroying the inside the Beltway Republican Party and reviving the Republican Party in the hinterland, right? What they all consider to be, deplorable flyover country. And this uprising that Trump got ahead of, he didn't create the movement. The movement was there, and he saw it and got ahead of it. But no, they can't tolerate that because they all have nice, cushy livings inside the Beltway.
I love the fact that he's saying all this at the Claremont Institute Gala.
Yeah, I mean, she is so good at getting him to flattering him up or buttering him up and then allowing him to really speak his mind. Oh, I'm really talking to a true believer here.
What he seems to still think his legal reasoning was sound, that the only reason why he didn't do it was because there were people who didn't like Trump, and it wasn't so much that the memo was not viable or that it would have been crazy to follow it, but just like they they must be going to a rival gala at that moment.
I wonder if we can expect a follow-up from Rich Lowry and the National Review.
Yeah, one would expect, like, oh, we printed this stuff in the nothing to see here. Apparently, something to see here.
Yes. I also do appreciate that, like, when you look back on the Trump administration and all the different lackeys that peppered that group, every single one of them gets thrown under the bus. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter who you are. I mean, Mike Pence was at Trump's feet completely. Giuliani is another example of somebody who is a true supporter through and through. And you read these like articles about how Mike Pence believed that Trump and serving him subserviently, like as a beta, that was a part of his religious calling. And it doesn't matter like if you don't go lockstep with him, the whole Trump apparatus turns on you. It's very lots of Schadenfreude there for me, at least.
Yes, it is really it's satisfying to see, without a doubt.